Beowulf has finally been found, and the person who discovered him is a surprisingly familiar face. After months of suffering, Bear's existence has been revealed. This could be the chance to escape H has been waiting for. Bear disappeared from the village earlier this year after a violent argument with his son, Paddy. Not long after, the shocking truth was revealed that he was imprisoned in a slave labor ring run by Celia Daniels and Ray Walters. Bear was forced to work himself to death day after day. Although he initially tried to protect Rai, the grief and especially the tragic death of his best friend Anna made it impossible for him to continue turning a blind eye. That moment became the turning point, helping Bear understand the extent of Celia's cruelty. But despite his awakening, he was still tightly controlled and completely powerless. In Tuesday's episode, Celia continues to plot her next sinister move with April Windsor and Dylan Penders. Meanwhile, Paddy is still reeling from the mysterious disappearance of his father. Bear tries to convince Rai to let him use the phone, but is once again fooled when Rai calmly says no one is looking for him and there's nothing to worry about. Elsewhere, Dylan and April are trying to throw a simple birthday party when Celia calls them in. Their assignment is brutal. Dylan is tasked with punishing workers who have done wrong. This time, Robbie is tied up because Celia suspects him of giving information to the police. Celia gives Dylan a baseball bat and orders Robbie to be beaten. Dylan refuses, as Celia predicted. She praises his hesitation, saying it's the mark of a manager, and then continues to pressure Dylan into joining her gang. But when Dylan enters the warehouse to check on Robbie, he stops. A battered Beowulf, now forced to go by the name Ted, limps in. Dylan recognizes him immediately and calls out his name in a broken voice. From here, things get more tense than ever. Dylan may be the only ally Bear can trust. But is he strong enough to help Bear escape the clutches of Celia and Ray, or will he be crushed before he can do anything? Elsewhere, Belle faces new worries as she feels her past resurfacing in April Windsor. The episode has a simmering atmosphere, as pent-up emotions come to the surface in small, haunting gestures. Belle, a survivor of emotional abuse, immediately senses April's instability. April's silence speaks louder than any confession. She is carrying a heavy secret, is embroiled in a drug and sex ring, and believes she killed Callum after hitting him with a glass bottle. What's worse is that Celia and Rai deliberately let April think Callum is dead to exploit her fears. April leaves money and an apology card on Callum's doorstep to make amends, not knowing that Callum will return home safely just minutes later, creating a chilling tension. When Ray finds April, he coldly tells her to bury her guilt for her own protection. It's the clearest evidence that he doesn't care about her. As Belle witnesses April's sudden panic, she feels everything she has ever experienced come rushing back. Belle tries to talk to April privately, but April only responds in a shaky, reluctant voice. Belle almost finds out the truth, but the conversation is interrupted. April is not being controlled by Dylan, as Belle feared, but by Rai and Celia, although she has yet to understand the truth. While April continues to fall apart, Dylan has just discovered a horrifying secret about Beowulf working among slave laborers. If Dylan acts, everything could fall apart. And as Dylan and Bear's secret is pushed to the limit, April may no longer be able to keep quiet, forcing her to confess everything to Marlon. A storm is approaching, sweeping Belle and April into an explosion they are not ready to face. Elsewhere, Emmerdale begins to reveal a new romance as Vinnie Dingle shows affection for Lewis Barton. After his failed marriage to Gabby Thomas, Vinnie seems to have found a kindred spirit in Lewis. Since Lewis' birth in May, the two have quickly become close, especially after Lewis shared his story of living with autism. They grew even closer when they became housemates. In the December 9th episode, Vinnie was excited to spend some alone time with Lewis. But Cammy Haddock's surprise appearance ruined his plans, and the disappointment inadvertently revealed Vinnie's feelings for Lewis. Actors Bradley Johnson and Bradley Riches have previously said that the pair have the potential to be more than friends, as they're both cute, quirky and complement each other perfectly.